never to be crowned queen, never an evergreen.
Colleen Podcast and voice artist.
Today we're going to talk about love, life, and why you really shouldn't be heading for that third glass of wine. I'm your host, Colleen, and today we're tackling the classic topic with a twist, looking for love in all the wrong places, with a side of jest and a big dose of loving yourself first. So let's start with the big question. Why do we always seem to be looking for love in places where, quite frankly, we should probably be looking for a better snack instead? It's like we know we're hungry, but we keep trying to fill that void. We've all been there, meeting people who initially seem perfect until you realize they're really not interested in the same things that you care about. Or maybe you've just been in a relationship that was basically Netflix or Hallmark Channel and ignoring your problems, which, spoiler alert, is not the foundation of a healthy partnership. Why do we keep going in the direction of those same old patterns, those same old disasters? Well, it comes down to this. We're searching for love outside of ourselves before we've learned to love who we are. It's like trying to fill a cup that's already leaking, you know? All right, time for the hardest pill to swallow. If you don't love yourself, you're not exactly sending out "I'm worthy of real love" vibes. But hey, I get it. I understand. I've been there. And you're probably thinking, okay, thanks, Captain Obvious. But hear me out. Loving yourself isn't about treating yourself with chocolate every time you're sad. Although, to be completely honest, chocolate does have therapeutic values. But it's about recognizing your own value without needing anyone to validate it. When you love yourself, you start setting healthy boundaries. You stop thinking it's your job to fix someone else's life. Or worse, you pretend like you're okay with someone else's, say, emotional baggage because you just want to be loved. And, let's be honest, no one needs to drag around someone else's emotional suitcase, especially if it's packed with negative decisions and even unfinished business. Think of self-love as your personal Wi-Fi signal. It's the foundation of everything else. When your Wi-Fi is strong, you can connect with the world. But if your Wi-Fi is weak, you struggle to make solid connections, even if you're surrounded by a ton of people. So how do we actually do this? How do we actually learn to love ourselves? It's not about taking a bubble bath and calling it a day, although that does sound like a great ending. It's about taking small steps every day to build your confidence, your self-worth, your inner peace. And I have a couple tips for you. Let's stop waiting for someone else to complete you. You're already whole. You're wonderful, and sometimes even an awkward masterpiece. When you stop waiting for someone to fix you, you can start embracing your own quirks and your own imperfections. And trust me, when you love yourself, you'll stop dating people who are just as broken as you are or were. And you can trust me on this one. Maybe do some things that make you feel like you. Whether that's cooking a meal that you love, dancing like nobody's watching. And let's be real. You know what? People really are not watching. And if they are, who cares? Or you can binge watch shows that you really love and other people say, bleh, they don't like them. It's doing what makes you feel like you without the guilt or the shame. Next in line is learning how to say no and actually mean it. No more dating people who clearly do not understand you nor respect your time, your energy, and they seem to suck your emotional bandwidth. If they're not a hell yeah, they're a hell no. Seriously, if you're not sure about someone, it's probably not going to get any better. No one wants a relationship that's a maybe. You deserve yes 1,000 times yes. Most importantly, you have to forgive yourself. This is probably going to be the hardest part. We all have a past. We've all made mistakes. And we've all probably dated at least one, if not more, people who shouldn't have been a part of our life. However, remember that all people come into your life for a reason, not necessarily a relationship. Forgive yourself because you allowed yourself to make mistakes, and you allow yourself to learn to move on, and this helps you to love yourself even more. The little things add up over time, and trust me, it's not an overnight process. And when you learn to love yourself, suddenly your radar for healthy, loving relationships, it starts to work better. You won't be as likely to fall for, say, the bad boy or the one who is emotionally unavailable because you've got better things to do, like, I don't know, loving yourself maybe? And look, I'm not saying it's going to be a smooth ride and that you're not going to fall for the wrong person at one point or another. You'll probably still make a few questionable decisions, like the time you thought you were texting your ex at 2 a.m. was a good idea. And spoiler alert, it's never a good idea. But it's okay. Your journey of self-love, it can be a little messy. It can be awkward. It can be really funny. And sometimes you'll look back and you'll laugh at those cringy moments. And here's the secret. When you can laugh at yourself, you are winning. I know I've said in the past, there's no winners. There's no losers. We're all working to get through life in the best way possible. Yes, you're, in a sense, putting yourself on a pedestal. You're no longer taking on the dating world or your mistakes as seriously as you were before. You can have a little fun with this because at the end of the day, you're the one that you have to live with. So you might as well enjoy your own company. Now, as you head out into the wild world of love and relationships, remember this. You are already enough. You don't need someone else to make you feel whole. You're already a whole, absolutely fabulous human being. Keep on loving yourself. Keep having fun. Do what you love. And when the right person comes along, trust me, you're going to know it. Until then, keep laughing at your little messes because it's all part of your beautiful journey. Thanks again for tuning back into another episode of the Just Colleen Podcast. I'm Colleen, life and happiness coach, sharing moments to help you feel a little lighter, a little funnier, and a whole lot more in love with yourself. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Just Colleen, and have a fantabulous day.